If you don't like boring news but still crave the truth, then dive into The Robert and Crew Show. From mind-bending conspiracy theories to wild weather phenomena, we've got it all. Ever wondered what's really happening in your hometown, or what secrets the global news isn't telling you? We dig deep into the core of every story, unraveling the mysteries one podcast at a time. Join Robert and the crew as we navigate this vibrant, ever-changing cyberpunk landscape, bringing you interviews with the most intriguing minds out there. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, a news junkie or a weather enthusiast, there's something here for you. So strap in, listeners, because we're about to take you on a ride through the neon-lit alleys of truth and intrigue. This is the Robert and Crew Show, where the future meets the fantastic.
Welcome back to the Robert and Crew Show. As always, I'm your host, Robert.
And I'm Julie.
And tonight it's going to be Julie and me because Crew must have fallen asleep or something because we cannot get a hold of him. We were originally going to do the 7 Wonders of the World tonight, but with Crew not being here, we're going to actually shift to do something else tonight. We're going to talk about Planet X, or NIBRU. Do you know anything about NIBRU, Julie?
Not a whole lot at all.
Okay, well, the origins of the NIBRU prophecy. The NIBRU prophecy stems from the works of the Zecharia Sitchin, particularly the 1976 book, The 12th Planet. Sitchin, a controversial author, claimed that ancient Sumerian texts described a large planet called NIBRU, the 12th planet, in the solar system, counting the sun, moon, other planets, including Pluto, according to Sitchin. NIBRU follows a highly elliptical orbit, passing through the inner solar system every 3,600 years. He further posted that NIBRU was inhabited by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization called the Anunnaki, who allegedly visited Earth in ancient times, influencing human civilization and even genetically engineering humans for labor. Nibiru or Nibiru, however you say it, Nibiru. In 1995, Nancy Letter, a self-proclaimed psychic and founder of the website Zeta Talk, expanded on Sitchin's ideas. Later claimed to receive messages from extraterrestrials in the Zeta Reticuli star system through a brain implant. She warned that NIBRU, also referred to as Planet X, would pass close to Earth in May of 2003. Causing a catastrophic pole shift that would devastate humanity. When the event did not occur, Letter and her followers shifted the predicted date to 2012, aligning it with the end of the Mayan long count calendar, which we all know nothing happened in 2012.
Yeah.
The NIBRU prophecy typically involves the following elements. The first element being celestial cataclysm. Nibiru is described as a large planet or brown dwarf star, sometimes accompanied by smaller planetoids, that enters the inner solar system. Its gravitational influence is said to cause massive disruptions on Earth, including earthquakes, tsunamis, pole shifts, and volcanic eruptions. Some versions predict a direct collision with Earth. Number 2 is ancient knowledge. Proponents claim that ancient civilizations, particularly the Sumerians, knew of Nibiru and recorded its periodic visits. Sitchin's translations of Mesopotamian texts are often cited, though mainstream historians and linguists argue that he mistranslated all these texts. Biblical and prophetic connections is number 3. Some modern proponents, such as David Mead, link Nibiru to biblical prophecies, particularly passages in the Book of Revelations. e.g. Revelation 12:1-2, describing a woman clothed with the sun. They interpret celestial alignments such as those involving constellation Virgo as signs of Nibiru's imminent arrival. Number 4 was a conspiracy cover-up. Believers often assert that governments and institutions like NASA are concealing evidence of Nibiru's existence to prevent public panic. Claims include allegations that lens flares or other astronomical phenomena are misidentified images of Nibiru. Various dates have been proposed for Nibiru's arrival, including 2003, 2011, 2012, 2017, and 2018. For example, David Meade predicted cataclysmic events tied to Nibiru on September 23, 2017, and later April 23, 2018. Based on a celestial alignment and biblical numerology, none of these predictions came true. The scientific community has consistently debunked the Nibiru prophecy as pseudoscience. Key points are lack of evidence. No planet matching Nibiru's description has been observed. A planet a 3,600-year-old orbit approaching Earth would be visible to the naked eye for years before its arrival, yet no such object has been detected by professional or amateur astronomers. Orbital mechanics. A planet with Nibiru's supposed orbit would destabilize the solar system. NASA scientist David Morrison notes that a single close pass by such an object would alter Earth's orbit in a likely would strip away the moon, rendering the current solar system configuration impossible. Then there's misidentification. Objects like Comet Ellen 2011 have been mistaken for as Nibiru by conspiracy theorists. However, scientists clarified that Ellen was a small comet with negligible gravitational impact, and it disintegrated near the sun. Planet 9 confusion. The hypothetical Planet 9, proposed by astronomers Mike Brown and Konstantin Batkin in 2018, is sometimes conflated with Nibiru. However, Planet 9, if it exists, is a distant object, 200 to 1,500 AU, with no predicted interaction with Earth. The astronomical community, with thousands of independent astronomers worldwide, any large celestial body would be widely documented. Claims of a cover-up are implausible, as most astronomers are not government affiliated. NASA has repeatedly addressed Nibiru claims, stating in 2012 and 2017, Nibiru and other stories about wayward planets are internet hoaxes, and there's no such planet that exists. Cultural and religious interpretations. Biblical prophecy. Some proponents, like David Meade, tie Nibiru to apocalyptic passages in the Bible, particularly Revelations 12:1-2. They interpret celestial alignments, e.g. the sun, moon, and planets in Virgo and Leo, as fulfilling these prophecies. However, mainstream Christian scholars such as Ed Stetzer dismiss these claims as misinterpretations and fake news. Hopi prophecies. Some sources connect Nibiru to Hopi Indian prophecies about the blue and red star Kachinas, which are said to herald significant earth changes. These claims lack mainstream corroboration. Other prophecies. Apocryphal texts like the Sibylline oracles and predictions attributed to figures like the Nun of Dresden have been cited to support Nibiru's arrival, though these connections are speculative and not widely accepted. Then modern media. Nibiru has appeared in popular culture, including in 2013 film Star Trek Into Darkness, depicting the fictional planet Nibiru, and 2012 episode of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. These portrayals treat NIBRU as a fictional or symbolic concept. Recent posts on X reflect ongoing interest in NIBRU among conspiracy theorists, though these are not supported by any evidence. Some users claim NIBRU is a dark reflection of Earth or a harmonic mirror mode in parallel universe, blending a metaphysical idea with the prophecy. Others assert that NIBRU's arrival is imminent and that the government is hiding it, possibly linked to events like April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse. One post suggests that NIBRU is tied to the Anunnaki, which will either face consequences or aid humanity, reflecting on Sitchin's original narrative. Another post mentions NIBRU as a real celestial body, but acknowledged its debunking as a conspiracy theory. The NIBRU prophecy thrives on a combination of mistranslated ancient texts, speculative astronomy, and apocalyptic anxieties. Carl Sagan's baloney detection kit is often cited in critiques, emphasizing the need for skepticism, independent verification, and preferences for simpler explanations. The prophecy's persistence, despite repeated failed predictions, such as 2003, 2012, and 2017 and 2018, suggest a cultural tendency to seek narrative clarity in chaotic times, as noted by anthropologist Anthony Avini. Sitchin's translations are widely criticized by scholars for inaccuracies, and leaders' claims rely on unverified personal experiences. The conflation of NIBRU with real astronomical discoveries like Planet 9 further muddies the waters. The prophecy's appeals lies a blend of ancient mythology, extraterrestrial intrigue, and end times favor, but it lacks any empirical foundation. The NIBRU prophecy is a modern myth with roots in Sitchin's interpretations of Sumerian texts and leaders' extraterrestrial claims. Despite its popularity, its conspiracy circles, and occasional media attention, it is unsupported by scientific evidence and has been repeatedly debunked and thrown away by NASA and astronomers. Its cultural staying power reflects a human desire for cosmic narratives, but its predictions have consequently failed to materialize. For those seeking further details, check out NASA or other official statements, or you could even look into peer-reviewed astronomical research. Then we're going to have...
Interesting.
Yeah, so NIBRU is supposedly a planet that is also referred to as Planet X, or the Winged Red Planet. And yeah, Matt says yin and yang, and yeah, basically. NIBRU is supposedly hidden by our sun, and that NIBRU is basically directly behind the sun and has been there for a long time. And supposedly the race that either helped create us or enslaved us to mine their gold on Earth, the Anunnaki, are supposedly from NIBRU.
Okay.
So the reason I brought up NIBRU tonight is there's some really weird things going on right now. Specifically, I've seen some things on TikTok. I've also seen some things on Reddit and some other things on other social media platforms, such as X recently. But check this out real quick.
Baby, that's not a red sun. That's Planet NIBRU. You see, it's the reason why the Pentagon warned us about the Anunnaki returning, when the truth is they actually never left. You notice lately there has been a lot of things, strange things, right, happening with the sky and rainstorms and tornadoes in places where they normally don't happen. And the reason for that is they don't want us to see what's really going on. But here's the thing, even if we cannot see it, a lot of us are feeling it. Energetically, a lot of us are being lightheaded, having headaches, being totally exhausted, sleeping like a newborn baby. A lot of us are changing our diets, the way we eat, the people that we're around, our environments, the whole nine. And the reason for that is the shift in frequency. See, it's going to come to a point where a lot of us are forced to actually vibrate higher. It's the reason why the Schumann resonance is through the roof like it has been, and all these solar flares that been hitting the earth as well. When I tell y'all, when these people pull up in this spaceship and they get off and they like 10 foot tall and they look like, never mind, y'all probably already think I'm crazy.
So she's talking about what you kind of went through today was a random tornado and random weather events around the country and really around the world.
Yeah.
And it's said that when NIBRU shows up, that these weather events and space events will happen stronger and be more prevalent in the surrounding areas. So if NIBRU were to show back up, then these things would occur a lot more. Then we've got this right here to look at. Does that look like the sun to you?
No.
No, it didn't look like the sun to me either, but that's not the only video. I don't believe in global warming, Matt. I don't even understand what that means, global warming. The Earth goes through cycles. There's hot and cold cycles on the Earth. Global warming is a scam. All the people that talk about global warming are the same people that own private jets, burn diesel fuel, have a million cars, and have people drive them absolutely everywhere. They don't walk. They don't take public transportation. Global warming is shit. My personal opinion, of course. I know absolutely nothing, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Credits. Yeah, they can tax you, buddy, on absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Cow
I don't believe
farts
a
will
lot in that
tax you on
global
meth.
warming either.
Global warming is not real. And the reason it's not real is because, they told us by 2010 or something, or no, it was probably even earlier. They originally told us by the early 2000s that the ice caps were going to be gone.
Yeah,
Did
they're
it
still here.
happen? They're still here. They're not going anywhere. They lose a couple inches off of them yearly, and it's normal, especially when the Earth is a little bit warmer than it normally is. There's a reason why Antarctica at one point was green. There's a reason why it was green at one point. So, and we know it was green at one point before it froze over. It's because the Earth goes through cycles. The Earth gets really cold and the Earth gets really hot.
Yep.
And you know what? If NIBRU is real, like bringing this back to NIBRU, if it's real, if it comes in and gravity's real and all of the science they've ever told us is real, having a second celestial body that close to us, its gravitational pull is going to fuck the weather up here on Earth.
Mhm.
We are going to have insane weather. We're talking tsunamis, tornadoes, rainstorms that come out of nowhere, possible ice forming, depending on where you are. It's going to get intense. Possible volcanic eruptions and earthquakes.
Yeah.
We paid, I meant. Yeah, I know. So many people are paying for a tax that doesn't help anything. It literally, so I don't know how it is for you, Julie, but here in Missouri, they actually thank God they're as like, look, I'm not a big Republican and I'm not a big conservative and I'm definitely not a Democrat. Like I'm not any of those things. I just want people to live good lives and I want the world to succeed. That's all I want. I don't want to be part of a political party nonsense. I don't need it. I don't want it. But Missouri, because it's so conservative and Republican, it stops a lot of that like bullshit state tax stuff that they try to push through. So
Yeah.
like I know that was it California that or no, was it New York or California? Somewhere just made a tax on driving. Like
Oh
if you
my
use
goodness.
their roads, yeah, if you use any of the uh the public roads that are city roads, you have to pay now. Like you
I
have to
think
pay
it was
money
New
to drive.
York. If I'm
Was it
not
New York?
mistaken, I think it was New York because I heard something about that. It's been a few months, but they
How
were talking
crazy.
about charging people, and then there's bridges. They had a lot of toll bridges that
Yeah.
they were going to start making people
Matt's
spend
over
money
here
on.
preaching truth. Matt's over here preaching truth. Said the illusion of choice. Yeah. It sounds a lot like a book called 1984.
I wish it was again,
You
but
know,
thinking of that, here in Texas, we're a Republican state,
yeah.
and our governor is really good. In my personal
I-
opinion, I
Isn't the
believe he's really
governor
good.
well, isn't the governor Greg Abbott?
Yes.
Yes, he is an amazing man. He is awesome. You guys probably don't have a lot of state tax bullshit, which is awesome. Greg Abbott is a
Yeah.
really good guy. Really good guy. I have followed him for a very long time. He is a wonderful choice for Texas. That's very lucky and very awesome. Like I'm fully down with that dude. He's good people.
Oh, he is. I mean, I personally don't know him, but I mean, being in Texas, I know.
No, no, I mean just from my research. I don't know the man personally either, but just from my research, he's good people. He's a good guy.
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't seem to be corrupt, and if he is corrupt, he's very minorly corrupt. It's not like he's not taking millions of dollars from taxpayer stuff and putting it to random crap. He's actually like trying to do his job, which is
Yeah.
all I want from that's all I want from people in government. I just want them to
Me
try to
too.
do their jobs. That's all I want because we don't need people like Nancy freaking Pelosi walking around here loaded, making stock trades every single day, and somehow making it better life for herself, but everybody else around her is like collapsing and not having a good time at all. And but dear old Nancy, who is in Congress, who in no way in hell would ever have the amount of money she had ever if she was just working off her salary pay, has been investing in multiple companies that skyrocket, and I don't know, it's not like she passes the bills for those companies or anything. It's not
Yeah.
like that should be illegal. Like, it's not like that is illegal. Huh. But she's gotten away with it for since we were children.
Yeah.
That freaking old lady, like, come on now. She is too much money. Matt
I
says New York
agree.
State imposes a highway use tax cut on motor carriers operating certain motor vehicles on New York State public highways. That's insane. That's insane. Like
Crazy.
if you have to pay to use public highways, and like I know they call them state highways or whatever, but if it's a highway and it's a road out of wherever you're trying to leave, you shouldn't have to pay to drive on that road to leave. Tolls were only ever meant for the poor bastards who eminent domain happened basically on their land, and the eminent domain happened to throw roads or highways onto said land. So what happened was the farmer got to keep most of the land, but now he had this ugly highway on his land. So what he
Yeah.
would do is he would create a toll booth so that by passing through his land, which legally wasn't his land anymore, but the government allowed him to impose a tax on that said property land line. That was what the tax toll was. And the toll, like, get this shit, that stuff was still taxed. So
Wow.
the people that imposed the toll got the toll money that they got taxed again by the government. So the government dipped their hand in twice.
Yeah. And then there was
Congressmen have
also a
admitted ups as part of their compensation. Yeah, then that's bullshit, Matt. Like, not you, obviously, but that statement right there, that congressmen admitted that they got stock ups as part of their compensation. That's bullshit. Like, you don't get like I understand that they pass bills, but the bills that they pass or let go through, they should not be allowed to trade with any of those companies. That's
yeah,
personal knowledge and personal growth.
true. And then there was a scam going on where people were
Hey,
trying to send you text saying that
uh-huh.
you owe a tax on the
Yeah,
toll. And I don't
yeah.
even live near a toll. And so
I
I just
got some
kept having to report it and block it.
I got some bad toll scam messages, and it's really funny because I actually owe some tolls. So I know where my tolls are that I owe. And I was getting
Yeah.
toll messages from places that I don't owe toll that I do not owe tolls in. So I was like,
Wow.
yeah, these are scams. Like I owe like I think I owe the state of Kansas tolls, and I know that I owe the state of Florida tolls, but not very much. Like it's like under $10 in
Wow.
both places. Like I have to pay it, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. Since 18 oh sorry, I didn't even read the last one. He said, living men used to be able to freely travel on U.S. roads for non-commercial purposes, no license fee or taxes. Since 1871, men are considered non-living and lost at sea. Well, the crazy thing is, Matt, is still today, by U.S. law, you can own a vehicle and drive and not own a license or not have a license. Um, Technically, you don't even have to like title your car and tag it. You definitely should, but if you don't have a license, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, the whole group of people called sovereign citizens, and they get in a lot of trouble. Like they
Yeah.
don't get around the law at all, but they do exactly that. They try to bend it to their like right. They go, no, I don't need a license. No, I can prove it. I can show you all these different court cases, and I win. of course they all end up in jail. You can't get
Yeah.
around it. You can't get around
I
it. Like you might
seen.
get a really good lawyer and they might let you like off with a couple like citations or whatever, but you're still going to end up paying money in the end.
Yeah.
Like being a sovereign citizen is a joke because you're just adding yourself more problems than there needs to be. So I know that code states that in America, you only need a license to travel on the road if you are a corporation. Any vehicle for personal use is supposed to be yours free because you have the right to travel freely among wherever. But somewhere in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, down into the middle 1900s, we had these whole the DMV was formed and everybody had to have licenses, everybody had to have identification, everybody had to have their car registered, everybody had to go through this. And it was all because the state wanted to make more money.
Yeah.
And every way that they can make money, they're going to make money. Of course, if you claim to be a sovereign citizen, you're not making them any money. So of course they're going to hassle you more and you're just going to cause yourself to have a lot more problems.
Yep.
You said no citizen is sovereign. Citizens are property of the state. 100% they are. They mean to be solvent citizens where the status was corrected and no longer bonded surties with the USA corporation. Yeah, I think you're 100% correct, Matt, on that. And sovereign citizens have always blown my mind here in America. I don't understand it because,
Me
like
neither.
I, like I said, you just make more problems for yourself in the long run. And like I get it, it's like a whole like not wanting to bow down to the man or whatever.
Yeah, because I seen some news reports about that a while back.
It's a
I would
problem.
just, it is. It was crazy. I was like, this for real?
Yeah. Is. There's a whole group of people. I'm sure there's subreddits on it on how to be a proper sovereign citizen. Like it's ridiculous. It's so stupid.
No, it's crazy.
Like, how dumb do you have to be to try to claim all of that and then know that there's cops around every corner and try to drive a vehicle that you don't have you don't have a license, you don't have anything for, you don't have insurance, you have absolutely nothing, and you're just calling it good because you say it's good, it's good. No, the state's going to arrest you. You're going to
Oh,
have to
yeah.
get a really good lawyer, and you're going to have to hope that your lawyer can do magic because you're probably not getting anywhere with that.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, the only people who can drive around like that at all, and they still technically need a car that's tagged and licensed, they just don't need a license, are the people that come from different uh, countries that they're they have diplomatic immunity. So
Yeah.
diplomats that come over here, like they're the only ones that can do that, and they won't get arrested. They won't even like the cops can't even mess with them. Like if they get pulled over, they just show them a card that says diplomatic immunity, and the cops have to leave them alone. They can call and check up on the dude and see who it is, but unless they do something insane like kill somebody or hurt somebody else, like they're not going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did get me off way off track from Nibiru, Matt. And status correct, people can drive without a license, can make their own plate. Yeah, for sure. You can drive without a license. I mean, I did it. I drove without a license multiple times. I was driving at the age of 14. Probably shouldn't have
Wow.
done that. I probably shouldn't have done that. And it wasn't 14, it was probably 15. I had a permit. I sat out and stole my dad's car when they were on vacation. Sorry, Dad. Same car that I wrecked to when I started driving. But yeah, no, we've got a couple more of these videos that I want you to check out here.
All right.
That
That is
was taken before sunrise, and you can actually see the sun coming up in the background.
yes. That is just so different.
But wait, there's more.
Oh yeah. That's not the moon. Yes. That's planet Nibiru, bro. That's planet Nibiru. That's not the moon. It's not the sun. That's planet Nibiru. We're fucked.
That dude's like, we're cooked, we're screwed. No, but he even knows. He's looking at it. He's like, that's not normal. That's not the sun, and it's not the
Yeah.
moon. And why is it red like that? Like, I don't know what the red is, but that is unsettling to say the least.
So I saw this yesterday. The sun turned red. It was a really bright orange, and it turned red. Look at the red ring around it. This has been going on so far for 3 days. Could it be the red Pachino that the Hopi Indians prophesied? I don't know. Somebody tell me. I don't know if I should admire this thing as if it's beautiful or be afraid of what's to come.
Everybody is seeing this thing. Like, I actually went out tonight at sunset to see if I could see this.
I took lots of pictures today.
Yeah, you're always taking pictures. You got to see this. You got to find it, Julie. Take some pictures of it.
And then I
That's planet Nibiru. So people.
Then
sorry.
you what?
I was gonna say I shared a picture of the sunrise on TikTok
Uh-huh.
that we had over the weekend, and it was
Yeah.
kind of a more reddish looking sunrise. Or
Matt said old sailors said red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. That's an
yeah,
interesting saying.
I've known that all my life because my dad was a Navy man, and my
Yeah,
grandfather also.
interesting.
That's planet Nibiru. So people are trying to say that this is being caused by wildfires and it's the smoke that's causing this color. It's never looked like this before. So let's just pretend like this is the sun and it is the smoke that's making it look like that. Why would we be able to see the smoke behind the sun. Wouldn't the smoke all just be in front of the sun? Why would it be behind it like that? How could something be behind the sun? So the sun is 94 million miles away, but yet the smoke is able to go behind it, and we can see the sun in front of it. So this is planet NIBRU, a hypothetical planet. Now, planet NIBRU might be a hypothetical planet, but it is recognized on the NASA website. There's 2 guys that have provided evidence for a planet about 1.5 times the size of Earth. Now, it hasn't been observed as a planet, but the theory remains.
It can't be the sun because the sunset is over there. There's a planet. The sunset is over there.
She points out the sunset on the other side of the sky.
It's so weird.
It is. I even got a picture of the moon tonight. It was a sliver of a moon.
Yeah, it looks like a fingernail almost.
Yeah.
So a lot of people thought the video I just made about the sun looking red all over the world was the sun. But y'all, this was not the sun. Check this out, man. Look. Now this video was sent to me from Florida. I'ma show y'all that this is not the sun. And that is not the moon. The sun is setting over there, and the moon is on top of her. Check this video out from Canada, because they want to blame the sun looking red on the wildfires. Right? But why is there 2 suns in Canada? This red one over here. And then you have the sun. The orange. Sun setting over there. What is that? About tell you, everybody was seeing this all over the world. This was in London. This lady was on a live stream and she saw these things. I don't know, flying through the sun. This is after the sunset. So this is not the sun. Y'all, this is the red Kachina. And I got more videos. Suppose y'all. This is crazy, man. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Y'all, the shift is here. Let's get it peace and...
Interesting stuff.
I know, and so many people have seen it recently, and it's weird.
Okay, has anyone else been seeing this red orb in the sky? And it's not the sun either, because in the video, the sun is setting on one side, the moon is in a crescent shape above them, and this bright red celestial body is just chilling in the middle of nowhere. So I went digging, and this might actually be connected to the Hopi red Kachina prophecy. They said we would see a big red celestial body in the sky right before the Great Purification, which to them means the return of the true people of the earth and the collapse of the illusion. And get this, of course, biblically, there's always mentions of signs of the heavens. A great red star, a burning mountain cast into the sea, even the firmament trembling before the return of the Son of Man. It's time for us to wake up. I don't know if it's NIBRU, Planet X, the Red Kachina, or the sign in the heavens mentioned in Revelations. But I do know this, the sky is speaking. Are you listening?
Remember all the blood moons a few years ago related? Maybe.
Possibility.
Her blood moons, why do they have the color that they have? Let's see. Let's figure this one out, because that's interesting.
That is.
Why does the blood moon appear red?
The blood moon appears red because sunlight is scattered by the Earth's atmosphere, and the longer red wavelengths are the only ones that reach the moon's surface during a lunar eclipse. It's kind of like how sunsets look red.
So supposedly, it's just sunlight.
Doesn't look to be though.
A lot of the things that they say are just sunlight don't ever really appear to just be sunlight.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, at least I have, because when I was younger, I used to always look up at the sky. I wanted to see crazy things, and I saw UFOs a couple of different times, but I used to always look up in the sky. And I remember seeing at one point at one point, and I remember telling my mom about it, or telling somebody about, I'm pretty sure it was my mom, and she thought I was like talking crazy. But I told her that I saw a second moon, like behind the moon. Like it was round, like the moon was your whole like full round moon. And then behind it, you could see above it was like another moon. And I used binoculars to look through and see it. And it looked literally like the moon had glitched or something. And I didn't understand what I was looking at. And then I tried to tell people about it, and they were like, no, you were just seeing things. I was like, what? So I don't know. It's weird stuff. Matt says, I found this. A blood moon is an extraordinary astronomical phenomena where the moon is tinted a peculiar reddish color during a total lunar eclipse. Yeah, so basically it does it during the total lunar eclipse, supposedly because of the sun's rays hitting the surface of the moon, and only a select few of them hitting a certain way and creating the red color. But do you really buy that? I don't know. Like, that's spectacular. Just a couple rays hit just the right spot. They turn the entire moon red.
Very interesting.
I know on June 9th, the day before my birthday, we're going to have a strawberry moon. It's called a strawberry blood moon. So one of your red moons, Matt, that's happening, I believe, on June 8th or 9th.
Yeah, I heard there was another one coming up, but I wasn't sure what day.
They were supposedly rare. Yeah, no, that's what I've always heard too, is that blood moons and just different colored moons meant different things in like astrological, I guess you would call it, astrological sciences. But a lot of people call that stuff pseudoscience. They don't believe in astrology or celestial science, and not celestial science in the aspect of actual celestial science, but celestial science in a mystic aspect. With this planet coming, if the Anunnaki supposedly came from this planet, and the planet is showing up now, and people are starting to see it at certain times of the day, the planet is visible. If true, and we start seeing more and more and more of the sightings of this planet in different parts of the world, that's going to change a lot of things, right? I don't think people are just going to brush that off as in, oh, we're not seeing this. This isn't actually happening like people have been doing lately. Like, does anybody else feel like during the entire Biden presidency that everybody like, yeah, we know that's not really Joe, but we don't care, and like literally just ignored it the entire presidency? Like, it blew my.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it blew my mind.
I have a friend that he's he loves conspiracy theories, and all
Yeah.
during the presidency, he always seemed to show me videos or pictures of comparisons of what Joe Biden really looks like and what might be a mask.
Okay, so the mask theory, that's my favorite theory in the entire world because masks are super easy to make. And if you've ever seen the CIA's masks, they actually have a group center called literal it's their mask and cosmetic and makeup department for the CIA. That's pretty cool. They have a literal department for like cosmetology in the CIA.
Wow.
And their entire goal is to create a lifelike mask that moves with your mouth and your body, like you can twitch and stuff, and like the mask will literally conform to your twitch and will do what you do. And it's literally lifelike. Well,
Interesting.
my favorite mask theory for Joe is there's a video out there of him scratching his neck. And when he goes to scratch his neck, he pushes on a part of his neck that literally shouldn't come up. It turns into like a skin flap, and all these people are like, oh, proof that's a mask. And the more I look at that video and the more I watched that particular video, I was like, holy shit, that's a mask. Like that is a literal mask on somebody. And then are we all just gonna forget about Nephilim Biden? Biden that was like 6'9", and Jill was like super small. And did everybody forget about that guy?
That just wow.
And did
I don't
anybody
think I
else
would.
forget about? Oh wait, what were you gonna say, Julie?
I was gonna say I don't know if I remember that one or not. I'd have to go back and
Okay,
look.
okay. So there was a literal video of Biden leaving the White House with his wife to go to a either to go to an event or go somewhere. And the theory is that the real Joe was either extremely sick that night or it was already not there anymore and having extreme dementia problems and what else not. But basically Jill had to walk behind this guy at a certain level so that the cameras would mistake her for being a little bit taller and kind of even it out for this guy. It was literally the tallest Joe Biden I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna pull it for you real quick. I'm gonna see if I can't get a photo of it and upload it to the
Didn't
stream so
they
everybody can see it.
didn't they have something similar at a graveyard when they went to a funeral or something? Or they were getting ready to go on an airport. One of the two, but they said that might have been him in a mask too.
I think it was. Give me 1 second. I gotta turn off this air conditioning. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's loud and annoying. Of course, I'm gonna type this in, and it's not going to pull anything up because they hide this stuff really good. Biden, 6 foot photo. Oh man, it's not going to show it to me. I found the picture of the one with the neck though.
I think
It
I
was it
remember
was
that one.
literally it was literally a video of him walking with his wife, and it was obviously not. It was obviously a much taller guy than normal. But everybody just ignored the fact that that was not Biden. They literally all ignored it. I never understood that. Also, still don't know whose harmful substance was in the White House.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, do you remember that?
I sure do.
There was supposedly a harmful substance that was found in a bag at the White House.
Yeah. You know what this kind of reminds me of? There's a movie out there called
Matt
Dave,
says, yeah, it was somebody else. Dave?
and that
He said the movie's
movie,
called Dave.
Dave, and that guy came in to take the place of the real president because the real president in the movie was sick and unconscious, and so they used this backup
Right.
guy to come in and act like he was the president. And then at
That
the end
sounds
of the
interesting.
movie, they used the real president, and then he ends up having a heart attack and dying.
Right. Elm says all is scary these days too. Could make anything feel real using real people too. Always got to be skeptical. Definitely feels like it for sure.
Yeah.
This is what I was going to show you, Julie. This is the photo. You see that
Yep.
weird line crease in the back of his neck?
Yes.
That's why people said it was a mask. I don't know. It's such a weird photo. Like I've seen
It
that
is.
photo a million times, and I'm like, that's not normal. It doesn't look normal.
No.
I had to plug my laptop in. It was almost dead.
Uh-uh.
But yeah, no, we missed crew tonight. We missed crew tonight. We didn't even have crew.
Yeah.
So actually, a famous rapper, MF Doom, used to send in stand-ins pretending to be him and rap his music. Where kings were a thing, it was a lot easier because most people never even saw a king, especially in foreign lands. Okay, that's weird because I swear to God, I turned that off a minute ago. Did you not hear my air kick back on?
I heard it.
I was like, how'd that happen? I turned that off. That's the word for it. Yeah, no, for sure. That's super interesting. Knowing that there's so many people that have claimed either A, died and had a body double, or B, faked their own death, or C, they have multiple body doubles and you never know where the real person is. One of those being Putin supposedly has a whole bunch of body doubles. Hillary Clinton supposedly has body doubles. A lot of actors have body doubles. So
Yeah,
like that kind of thing, like it doesn't surprise me.
me neither.
We're gonna get
There's already a
this
lot of
this episode's not
conspiracy.
going anywhere on YouTube. Where's the crew body
There's a
double? Says Matt. I know, right? Crew didn't show up tonight.
yeah,
I'm a little
we sure did
frustrated
miss
with
them.
Crew, but that's all right. He probably fell asleep. Been having long days lately at work, busting his butt real hard. So I get it.
Yeah. Now
But
you mentioned Hillary. I'm telling you, there's a lot of conspiracy stuff behind her right now.
we can't even talk about it.
I
Like
know
that's the
we can't.
problem.
We'll have
Yeah,
the people
yeah.
on our
Like
tails.
the right now, there's people actually talking about the allegations against the Clintons, which is insane. But I saw that there was a couple of different people in like legitimate like Congress and stuff like talking about it, and that stuff blows my mind. I'm like, if that gets brought up and stuff like that starts getting put out, it's going to be an interesting time. It'll be an interesting
Yeah,
time in the world.
it'll make me wonder if they will be no more, so to speak. I'm going to say it that way.
Elm Street said, "Yo, real question: were you stunned about the Diddy stuff?" No, no, absolutely not. And the reason I'll tell you why I wasn't stunned by the Diddy stuff is because I think I think personally that all of Hollywood and all of the music industry uses sex as blackmail, and specifically gay sex as blackmail, so that they can hold over people's heads. And when like homosexual sex isn't good enough to hold over your head, then they try to get you involved with somebody underage. And then that way they can be like, we have it all on camera. You're cooked if you try to leave or do anything. Now for the rest of your life, you're doing this and you're going to make us money. And the second you don't make us money, we're going to release this. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what they found out with Epstein. That's what they're finding out with Diddy. That's what they found out with a whole bunch of these other people. I mean, there's old interviews of Shirley Temple talking about the horrible child attacking predators in Hollywood. These
I've
guys
seen
would come
that
out.
recently.
Yeah, these guys would come out into interviews with Shirley and her mother, and they wouldn't be wearing clothes. And they would try to, yeah, they would do crazy things like that. Would come out into it in middle of an interview with no clothes on, and try to like get Shirley Temple when she was a child. Like that is screwed up. Like, and that's not like, that's allegations from Shirley herself. Literally, she
Yeah.
said it happened to both her and her mother. So what happens in Hollywood after like I think the freakiest thing for me was back when Harvey Weinstein got caught, because that's when it
Yeah.
was all new to me. I was like, what the hell? This actually happens? And then I was like, of course it actually happens. Why wouldn't it happen?
Yeah. And allegedly, there's some videos out there of Diddy with children.
Oh, yes, for sure. Elm Street says, I'm still with Epstein being the main, considering all the details of Prince Andrew. It's more about who was all part of it, actually, and the US doesn't want to tell us. Um, After HollywoodPin.com, I learned about it. Yeah, no, so the allegations of all of that, I think, goes back even further. It's not just Epstein. I think way, way, way before Epstein, we had a thing going on. in Hollywood and in the music industry. And several of these people were, I believe, they were probably our good old friends at the CIA that were allegedly drugging people and making them make music.
Yep.
And they were going to control the masses by using mind control via music and subconscious.
I wouldn't put it past them. With all
They
the stuff
tried.
I've been watching
It either
lately,
worked or it didn't work at all, but they tried. They definitely tried. It either worked or it didn't work. My guess is it didn't work very well, so they don't do it anymore. But another part of me is like, oh, they definitely do it. But it's just nowadays it's children's pop songs. They want to get the kids when they're young. If they can make you repetitively say something, eventually you believe that thing. Eventually you want to do that thing. Eventually you want to whatever, especially if you're a kid.
yeah.
Matt says Hollywood was named after satanic magicians, and which was made of Hollywood, not a land company. Also, Matt, Hollywood, the specific wood, Hollywood, which you're making a reference to, was not only used for that, but it was used in making actual wands that pagan witches used. That was Hollywood. They made their wands out of Hollywood. So the fact that Hollywood named themselves the way that they did is creepy within itself.
Oh, definitely. I never even heard of that before.
Television and programming. Yes, television is programming, 100%. And programming is all allowed by us. Elm Street says it's always been a debate, though, because if Russia got it first, we'd be fucked. So never doubt anything when it comes to mind control. Oh, I definitely don't doubt anything that comes to mind control. And quite honestly, I think the U.S. And Russia, I think they collude in certain ways, just not the ways that people think they collude in. I think all countries have some kind of say in the objects or weapons that one another possesses. So
Yeah.
if we have mind control, Russia's gonna probably figure out a way to have mind control. If
Just
we have mind control, then China's gonna find a way to have mind control. I think secrets get sold. Elm
yeah.
Street says, I think certain administrations do, as in collude, like this one with Trump. I mean, sure. I don't, like I said, I don't want to be very much of a part of anybody's government, let alone Trump's or Harris's or anybody's. I don't like government. I don't want the world to be anarchy, but I definitely don't want the world to be ran by either party, which is exactly the same.
Yeah. Now, the guy Josh from England, he got another letter from the TV license company saying that they're going to come in and do an inspection and make sure he's got a license. And if he doesn't do that license thing, he could go to jail
That's
just
crazy.
because he doesn't have a TV license.
That's
I saw
crazy.
that update again today.
That's
So
crazy.
that's one way they're trying to get people.
Well, they're trying to fuck everybody. And if you have something to say that they don't agree with, then they're going to come after you, especially if you have some kind of influence. If I have an actual influential pull on YouTube, which I don't, but if I did, that would be all pulled together by the people who watch, and YouTube would slowly take notice of it. They would start to send their AI or whatever else to watch the stream or to watch the video, and determine if the video said anything they didn't like.
Yeah.
Then comes the blackballing the video. Does the video go against community violations? If it doesn't go against any community violations, is something said in the video that could be misinterpreted or misconstrued in one way or another? Oh, it doesn't. Well, now we're just going to blackball the video. We're going to wipe it off of any For You page or algorithm, and we're going to make it stay stagnant. The only way anybody's going to see it is if they go to your page directly, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's literally what happens. So like you can only spread knowledge when they allow you to. Russia was the United States puppet. The government needed to maintain enemy war powers, so they create enemies that they control. I do agree with that to a point, Matt, but I'm also a little scared of Russia. So, and I'm not scared of Russia in the aspect of the people. I bet the people are wonderful people. I'm scared of the people that run Russia. Those people freak me out. Vladimir Putin is literally ex KGB, ex war criminal, or not ex war criminal to this day, still in office. Elm Street Television, you don't get free speech. Blame Max Headroom mainly for that. I remember when I was 8 years old coming down the freeway and my mom was driving on the side of the freeway. It was a P theater screen for everybody to see. Just weird to think about why Hollywood allowed that. 100%. Weird things were allowed in society, especially in today. And it makes me really like start to wonder like what is the real motivation of the people that run this world? Because, you know, it's one thing to make the populace work and basically enslave us for fake ass property value rights and fake trade and fake paper money, which is now literally going to become fake money via digital currency. It's going to not be real at all. It's going to just be a number on a freaking. It's going to be a number on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
As soon as you go to digital currency, that's what it's going to be. Money wasn't real in the first place. It was a human concept. Every human concept in this world is horrible for us. Literally every single one of them. These people not only want to enslave you to a fake digital currency, but they want to essay your children. And then they want to hurt you and screw you over as much as possible all throughout your life and your kids ongoing through their life. And it blows my mind. Wouldn't we want the exact opposite of any of that to literally progress as a society? We wouldn't want the kids to eat crap and be taught shit and be essayed at church by their priest, do we? No, I don't think we do. I think that's not very progressive at all. It's the exact freaking opposite. Matt said control is their motivation. Once established control, they profit from it 100%. Elm Street said people like Ted Bundy and other serial killers at the time blamed P magazines, etc., for making them into it. And Mussolini said the same thing in the 1930s. Hollywood creates a key part in that. Well, P, yes, I don't think it's good. You know, I don't enjoy, like, have I watched it? Sure, I have before. I don't endorse P by any matter. If you're a dude, you should just go out, find somebody you love, and actually, you know, try to have a good life, because things like that are just going to stunt any relationship you ever have and any cause to life or creation that you want to achieve. Stuff like that you need like there are people that get addicted to freaking porn. Like that's the first thing that happens. There are people that literally lose their minds to it. So that's a big deal. Like, if you've got that kind of addiction, like, you need help because that kind of thing ruins your life. Same thing with
Yeah.
drugs, same thing with alcohol. Addictions and vices are one thing, but if you spend too much time with a vice, it becomes an addiction. If you spend too much time with an addiction, it becomes unhealthy. If it becomes unhealthy, it might kill you.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the way I look at it. I don't want to die early.
Me
And
neither.
I also think, that pee is a sin. That's a sin too. You're not supposed to just do that. That's not how that's supposed to go. If anything's a sin, that's a sin. Like,
Yeah.
and the people that make that content, a lot of them unalive themselves. Did you know that, Julie? A lot of them unalive themselves. A lot of them don't make
Yeah.
it past the age of like 45.
Because I've
It's sad.
watched a lot of the conspiracy files videos,
Mhm.
and a lot of it talks about people that are like that. And I was bored. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just crazy. Some of it is conspiracy, but it's based on what actually happened, too.
Yeah. Elm Street says he doesn't think it could make everyone into a killer, but they said it for a reason. And then Matt said the unalive rate is high in the pea industry. 100% it is. And it's sad. It's because those women and those men, depending on, who they are, they got into the industry for a reason. Either A, they didn't feel good enough, or they were told by everybody that that was the only thing they were good for. And
Yeah,
once you live a life like that, regardless of how much money you make, regardless of how powerful you feel, eventually you're going to feel pathetic and used up and like you don't have a purpose because all you're doing your whole life is using your body and literally just that, using your body in a wrong way.
yeah,
I think a lot of these people realize it, and that's why they unalive because they feel like they have nothing to live for. Nobody will ever love them the way that they want them to because everybody will know what they are. All it will take is a quick Google search, and there's no privacy after that. There's nothing. And people don't understand that. You literally give your privacy away completely as soon as you get into that industry. You lose everything.
yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure. There's way too much stuff like that. There's too much stuff, and that's what gets twisted. The people that watch the crazy stuff, the snuff films, the things like that, yeah, those are your serial killers. Those are the people that go off their freaking whack jobs.
yeah,
Yeah, and then Matt says they were probably abused kids and they took drugs too. Yes, they did. Most sure as
yeah,
kids. Yeah. Elm Street says so much cringy shit, crazy cringy mirrors and all that. Yeah, dude, I know. It's disturbing. But people only do that. They only do that when they don't feel unappreciated, when they've been told that they're not unappreciated, when they don't feel any loved, when they've been abused, when they've been hurt, or when they don't know of any other way to make money, or they're on drugs. There's so many different reasons to why a person goes directly to that lifestyle. Same thing with hookers and like the escort business. Like anybody that's lived in Las Vegas can probably tell you that it's crazy out there. Like it's literally that's all it is, and that's a way of life for these people out there. It's how they make their money. So you
yeah,
have to think that those people like they can't love themselves. They most definitely don't love themselves. Matt, you're 100%. Nibiru makes us go off topic. It's a scientific fact. Well, luckily, we talked mostly about the Nibiru stuff. I just thought it was crazy that Nibiru, the planet, the celestial body, is being talked about more and more again. And that there's recent video of a weird thing in the sky. that's red and looks like a planet, regardless if it's the sun or not. Why is it looking like that? Which, I mean, I'm sure there's some scientific reason, and I can be completely debunked right here and right now, but I think it's pretty cool. I also do have a lot of like a lot of ways I feel about certain things, so nothing is really off topic for me. I feel like Julie feels the same way. She has a lot of opinions on things. Nothing's
Yeah.
off topic for her. And Elm Street
Yeah.
said, yeah, then there's grown men messaging kids. Some of them have a good life and no reason to do it. Those people deserve not to be here. Yeah. Did you guys see that guy that he also said, yeah, Planet X does indeed, and redshift in space is always a debate for sure. But did you see that guy that like got famous on TikTok for busting predators and like calling them out? He wasn't a bad guy about it. He did it like the only thing that he got in trouble really for was I guess he got in trouble because somebody tried to sue him or something, and he ended up going to jail because he was impeding these people's rights, which I don't give a fuck about their rights. They're predators.
Yeah.
But basically, he was going out and they got him, they arrested him, and now that he's off the street, like there's these guys that are getting away with it now. But he was a fairly known TikToker who busted predators. He was a bigger guy. I know that much. I saw a whole bunch of his videos before.
I seen a video today about this
Matt
guy.
Matt says crew doesn't like to go off topic, so I have to be the imitation crew in his honor.
Oh wow.
Elm Street said I watch all the pred catching. I won't lie. Lately, I've been watching people get beat up by the pred catchers. Oh yeah, that's always a thing. Then he says, Vitality, who wasn't a pred catcher, he was a prankster. Yeah, he also got himself in a crap load of trouble in the Philippines, I believe. Actually, Vitality was about to spend 25 years in a Filipino prison.
Wow.
Matt said like imitation crab. Not as good, but it will do. I went off topic because Elmstree said I only went off topic because it sounded like we went to doppelgangers, etc. Yeah, we go to doppelgangers. We went to doppelgangers because we got to talking about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Fatality's getting hosed. Yeah. So what's going on with that situation? All I really know is he got in trouble. Is he still in jail? Like did they allow bond? What's going on? I just I see the TikTok BS and I don't actually see the real stuff.
Mm. But on
Did you hear?
Facebook today, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you. Did you hear about all the Vitality stuff? The YouTuber Vitality.
I don't think so.
I was all over TikTok for a while. But anyways, continue.
I was gonna say I found a video on Facebook today about these guys that helped these kids that were either being bullied or they were being bullied themselves, and they went in and helped them out. Like the one little boy, the teacher and the principal, I mean the teacher and the um safety patrol guy would let the one student leave 15 minutes early before all the other students because he was being bullied.
Oh,
And so the bullies patrol came in and did some fun stuff for that boy that was being bullied. And then the other little boy, they were saying that he was being bullied, and so the mother called the bully control, and they came in and talked to him, and he got better. He didn't bully no more.
That's crazy. Matt said Vitali will be trial in few years. Wait until then. He may get it 25 years. Trump and Putin have both said they won't help. So Vitali's cooked. He's cooked.
Yep.
Oh well, that's why you shouldn't be disrespectful. That's why you shouldn't go to another country and stream yourself being a complete jackass. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Exactly.
I mean, the next president probably gonna help him. Maybe, maybe if he's a Democrat, maybe. No one like Duarte. Yeah, no, so I think that's what I keep telling everybody is Trump's only going to be in there for 4 years, and then it's going to be right back to Democrat. I feel like it is. That's how it always goes. It goes Democrat, Republican, maybe another Republican, then back to Democrat, Republican, maybe another Democrat, then another Democrat, maybe, and then we're going to add another Democrat, but then we're going to go back to Republican, Republican, and then Democrat again. It's just the same party with different names.
Yeah.
He went ham on his own people, killing them and sending them in for drugs for life, etc. Ooh. So Duarte is the guy who runs the Filipino prisons, or the system that Vitality is going into, or I'm confused here. Is that what we're talking about? Mass keep citizens voting and appease. Elm Street leader of the Philippines. I don't know if he still is. Okay. Okay. You know, I don't know very much about the Philippines, or like their governmental system. Um, the one that I've heard about recently was have you ever heard of this guy that they call General Butt Naked?
I don't believe so.
So I guess he is an African warlord, maybe, who would strip down with his soldiers, and they all carried machetes, and they would run out and they would hack their enemies to death with machetes, and they were completely naked when they did this. But apparently he never lost a fight.
Wow.
Oh, Elm Street said, yes, that's my man from Sierra Leone. Yes, that's what I was telling you about. Free slaves sent to Sierra Leone. Matt says, Rodrigo Duarte, former president of Philippines. He is on trial now. He ordered all drug addicts to be unalived by cops in the street. Oh, goodness. Sounds like the man was on a mission. He said, you smoke the devil's lettuce, you're dying in the street today. That's insane.
Oh, that is.
But Naked was the leader of the free slaves who were frowned upon by the warlords. Oh, so he wasn't a warlord? He was a leader of the free slaves. He ate them and went in with child soldiers. Yeah, that's what I heard. So I heard he was cannibalistic. I did hear that. That man also ate people.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he was the rebels. Okay. Yeah, no, so he's crazy. Didn't he and a couple other people come out and basically said that they gave themselves to God and religion, and now like they've been forgiven, their sins have been forgiven, and now the world, or like where they live at, is just okay with them being warlords because they've given themselves to Christ? I'm pretty sure, like, I've heard that. Like, none of them are going on trial. They've all just been, like, forgiven. I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I've heard. As I said, I've not done really any research. He said Butt Naked also said he never ate people and only recently did and turned to God. He only ate them because they were eating them. And it was like bite not eating them whole. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would hope they weren't eating them whole. That's crazy though, to eat somebody. Like, I know other people were eating people and that's why he did it to prove a point or whatever, but oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that too, Elm Street. That's also in a lot of my horror films I watch. If you consume somebody, you gain their power. I think it's also Star Wars, right? There's a famous line, if you strike me down, I will only become more stronger than you could ever imagine. Which
Yes.
was basically the transfer of power. And so yeah, no, for sure. That is a true statement there. Yeah, no, that general though, like I was reading about him, that was pretty intense. That was crazy. Have you heard about anything insane lately, Julie?
Uh, not quite recently, I don't think.
Elm Street said it's part of the ancient African religion, and some blame the desert. Like they blame the desert because of like spirits in the desert, or they blame the desert because there's no water and people go crazy because they're looking for water. Stupid question, I know. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I think I would love it if you subscribed. But, if you don't use YouTube, you're good. Um, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Okay, yeah. So because of no water or food, so they ate each other. That's that's crazy. You know, I was looking at the other day. I was looking at weird cannibalistic acts, and I remember there was a plane full of like soccer players that went down in the Himalayas, and these guys like ate the ones who died so that they could live on. And the only way that they could live was to say it's what their teammates would have wanted.
I think I heard something like that. And then there's one where there was a plane crash that crashed in some place where it was really cold,
Yeah.
and there was only one survivor that came out that actually lived because everybody else ate themselves, all the others.
Right. Elm Street said, have you ever heard of Black Egypt? The Nubians ate each other. And mass cannibals eat long pig. Elm Street said the plain people did. And Matt said that's what they call humans, long pig.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know. That's creepy. But yeah, no, the soccer players in the plane. That one's a weird one, but I guess that's happened. You get stranded out in the wilderness, you know. Like my dad used to always like I don't know, like I guess he wasn't joking, but like back in the day, like when we would walk out with our dog and go hiking with her, my dad always said if we ever get lost, the dog's going first, and that's what we'll eat. And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" My dad always tried to like prep me for the worst. I was like, "No, don't tell me
Well,
I'm gonna eat my dog. Like, what are you talking about?" Elm Street said, "I mean, sometimes when you can't find the woolly mammoth in the snow, you eat your friend next to you, so do it sooner to make it the last option." If I was abandoned, I'm eating someone. I've decided it. Laughed my ass off. Okay, look, I'm not against having to eat somebody if I absolutely had to, but it's tough for me because I'm like, I wouldn't want it to be somebody that I knew,
yeah.
and I wouldn't want it to be somebody who had diseases. And if they have diseases, can you cook out the diseases? And I don't think we should be talking this deep into cannibalism, but whatever. I don't think like I think I should only do it if it's absolutely necessary. I need to either be dying or stranded off the side of a mountain. It's not happening for fun.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He said, Elm Street said, if it'll pop up, he said, it comes down to who dies first and not wanting to wait. I don't have that answer. No, we should not. Laugh my ass off. Lots of heavy metals and toxins in humans. I know, right? So I feel like you're screwed either way. You try to live and do the right thing and eat your friend when you got nothing left going because you're both gonna die or he died, so you're gonna you're gonna make every part count, right? So that you can survive. That is such a fucked up thing to think about. But
It
you know,
is.
it is part of life. It is part of life. Like and you know, cannibalism was a huge thing in like tribes and tribal life. We just talked about the other day the people in the Amazon who, for a long time, ate their dead relatives. Their relatives would die, and to honor their dead relatives, they'd eat the body.
Yep.
Oh, so you got a point here. The whole yo dinosaurs ate dinosaurs. Why can't I? I mean, pretty soon here, like I understand what you're saying here with your reference, but pretty soon here, man, you might get to eat a dinosaur. They brought back dire wolves. Then they're gonna bring back mammoths, so you might get mammoth steak. And then we all know Jurassic Park's gonna happen. So you're gonna get your dino sausage. If Crew is dead, do we have to eat him? No, I'm not eating Crew. I'm not doing it.
No.
Um, if the Ice Age comes, it's happening. Yeah. Woolly mammoths, man. Mammoth steak. Man, I know as soon as the people bring back the woolly mammoth and reintroduce it, some rich jagoff gonna get his gun and he's gonna be like, I am having woolly mammoth steak tonight. And he's gonna go out and he's gonna be the one asshole that goes and hunts a woolly mammoth because he wants to eat it. We all know that's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna do that. Like it's to the point of where like they're gonna have to lay down super strict laws and not tell anybody where they release the mammoth. Because
Yep.
as soon as somebody finds out where that mammoth is, they're having mammoth steak.
Yep. And if they find dinosaurs on an island, I bet you they'll try to eat them too.
Have you ever seen a Siberian woolly mammoth skeleton depot? Shit's like a factory. I don't think I have. I I just watched a thing about a guy who was from Siberia. Who, I mean, maybe we're talking about the same thing here, but he has a piece of property, and on that property, if he even digs a little bit, he's pulling out woolly mammoth bones and skulls and big Siberian like creatures from that time period, and he's just pulling them all out. Is that what you're talking about? Well, that's such a crazy thing too. Is that there's this guy who has this land or whatever, and I think it's in Siberia, but I might be completely wrong about that. But he lives somewhere, and he on his land he's pulling out woolly mammoths and like super rare uh animals from that time period.
That'd be interesting to see.
Look up mysterious structure made of mammoth bones. Let's see. Mysterious. Oh, what? For real? That's really cool, actually. Okay, so if I can figure out how to get the photo, I'll put it up on stream. So the structure was built in Inky during 11 and during peak of the Ice Age 25,000 years ago. In 2014, archaeologists unearthed the biggest find at the site yet, a 40-foot diameter circular structure at Kostinki 11, which was made up of approximately 2,982 bones that belonged to at least 64 individual mammoths.
Wow.
And yeah, oh my God, this is so crazy. That's a crazy thing to find. Let me see if I put any of these here. I might be able to. Let me see. Gonna try to put at least one of these up here. Do you see that, Julie?
Wow. Yes, that's incredible.
Those are all bones. Those are all bones. Like a mammoth bone graveyard. And it's in like a structure form. Oh yeah, definitely. The dinos did it. Matt said the dinos did it. It's also so cold that they stay preserved. Oh, 100%. It's very interesting.
Yes, it is.
And then there's this one. I don't know if this one's real or not. This is or um, Elm Street if this is AI or not. But I thought this was a cool image. Like, look at that. Supposedly that's like mammoth bones. That's pretty cool.
That is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, is that those bones are weird looking and that it was possible like AI. But I thought the image was really cool.
It is. But it's hard to tell,
Sadly.
you know.
Oh, the saddle is the spine. Yeah, he said this might be a dead woolly and someone found it and just made a structure.
That's
It's
possible.
really cool either way. Yeah, it's really cool either way. Yeah, the bones just seem to be clean. For sure. Interesting. Very interesting to look at. Very interesting to see.
Oh,
I
yeah.
never heard of things like that. I'm gonna have to look it up. There's this guy who owns land somewhere. I'm gonna figure out where it's at, and I'm gonna post it tomorrow when we go live. But
Okay.
it's a guy who literally owns land. I think he probably owns it in either Alaska or somewhere where it's cold. And he is literally getting mammoth bones on a daily basis where he lives. And he's finding them constantly. So that's pretty freaking cool.
That is neat.
Elm Street said that the tusks, if real, are definitely mammoths because they were too large to be elephants, and that's what I was thinking also.
Okay.
But anyways, guys, we talked about NIBRU. I showed you some videos of Planet NIBRU, or what supposedly is going around being called Planet NIBRU right now. We don't really know if those are real videos or altered videos, but it's something weird going around on the Tickety Talk right now and on social media. So I thought we'd talk about it tonight. Crew sadly wasn't here with us tonight. I think he either fell asleep or wasn't feeling good or something. Tried to get a hold of him, I couldn't. So hopefully we'll see him tomorrow. We got an episode that he put together for all of us to do. So we're kind of counting on him to be here tomorrow. So crew, if you watch this, be here tomorrow. I had a great night, Julie. What about you?
All I did. It's been interesting.
You learned quite a bit, right? You learned that the Anunnaki live on Nibiru, and Nibiru is coming back into the solar system, and the Anunnaki is going to be back by 2027, and that's that giant red star that everybody's seeing in the sky, and we're all completely cooked.
Yep.
You also learned about how some tribes eat people, and how Rob would only eat somebody if he absolutely ever had to, and it would have to be extremely dire circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about cannibalism a little too much tonight. I'm worried about the algorithm and the weird people that might be attracted to this episode now.
Yep. And wondering if Joe Biden really had someone masquerading as him.
Right. Matt said Nibiru took crew. I learned that today. Yeah, Nibiru took crew. Crew went with the Anunnaki to Nibiru. Elm Street said it started yesterday about the cannibalism. It really did start yesterday.
It
Oh my
did.
goodness. We've been on a cannibalism kick since the Amazon.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, I think we had a great night. This was a wonderful episode in my book. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe, and post it. If you think your friends would like it, show it to them. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a great night. Peace out from the Robert Cruz Show, guys.
If you don't like boring news but still crave the truth, then dive into The Robert and Crew Show. From mind-bending conspiracy theories to wild weather phenomena, we've got it all. Ever wondered what's really happening in your hometown, or what secrets the global news isn't telling you? We dig deep into the core of every story, unraveling the mysteries one podcast at a time. Join Robert and the crew as we navigate this vibrant, ever-changing cyberpunk landscape, bringing you interviews with the most intriguing minds out there. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, a news junkie or a weather enthusiast, there's something here for you. So strap in, listeners, because we're about to take you on a ride through the neon-lit alleys of truth and intrigue. This is the Robert and Crew Show, where the future meets the fantastic.